In this video, I want to talk about a crazy important concept of picking yourself in any project that you're trying to do or any goal that you're trying to achieve. It's the term coined by Seth Godin, a well-known marketer, entrepreneur, and I will share 3 stories of people who have successfully picked themselves. The first one would be Casey Neistat, a very well-known YouTuber who has millions and millions of followers and a ton of views. But first, let's watch how Seth Godin explains the concept of picking yourself.
And so what do you think we should do?
Pick yourself. Don't wait for someone to pick you. If you have a book, you don't need a publisher to pick you. You can publish it yourself. If you want to write, write. If you want to sing, sing. If you want to start a movement, start a movement. But this shift is that it doesn't matter whether you own a building or own a big company. You can now make an impact if you want to. We get picked, which authorizes us to do this art. So I'm just waiting for Poetry Magazine to call me. I sent them my stuff 2 weeks ago. I don't know where they are. I'm waiting for this job to come in, right? Yeah. And what happened is that these gatekeepers all at once lost their power. If you want to make a record, make a record. Put it on iTunes. Pick yourself. If you want to write, write. Build a blog. Pick yourself. If you want to start a software company, you don't need a permit. You don't need anything. You just start it.
And now, this is Casey Neistat, HBO level director and YouTuber.
All right, now I'm completely dressed and ready to go. Now, I'm not going to bring my camera to this because I don't think it's appropriate. I'm just kidding. Of course I'm bringing my camera. Let me just make sure. Yeah, that's me.
GQ's new media star is Casey Neistat.
Plus a whole lot of tree, fuck all this modesty. I just need space to do me, get a world what they're trying to see.
A couple years ago, I had a television show on HBO, and I put my kid, who was 10 at the time, in the show. And I remember after it premiered, I asked him, I said, Owen, did your friends at school see you in the show? And he said, Dad, my friends don't watch TV. And that was when I took a big step back in my own career, and I said, what do they watch? And when he explained it to me, I wrote it down and I decided to do just that. So thank you very much. And thanks, Amy, for the stick with me. I got this for making videos and putting them on the internet. I say that not from a place of arrogance. I just end this video by saying that because I click the same upload button that everyone else can click. And that is like a beautiful, wonderful thing that never existed before. We all have access to the same things. And if we leverage those tools correctly, like I was on a stage tonight with Elton John. That's insane!
And next up is Dave Gearhart, who is the Chief Marketing Officer right now at Previe, but before he was a very not super well-known marketer, and he worked at Drift, and then over time he got massive success, super well-known guy right now.
I really believe that building a brand today does not require an agency or a team of creatives to do some of the best marketing.
The biggest impact I can have on Drift is through my oversight of our brand, of our creative, of our tone of voice, of our, crazy campaigns that we bring to the world, of video, podcasts, that type of stuff.
Dave joined Drift in 2015, and Drift is a massive company that builds chatbots, and he became extremely popular marketer, very well known right now, posts a lot on LinkedIn, and he built this huge brand where people know Drift, they follow Drift, he's launched a ton of podcasts and stuff like that. But we have to really look back and understand how did this whole thing happen, because it's very easy to say, oh, Dave he was lucky because he worked at Drift, and David Cancel, who's the CEO of Drift, he's like a marketer. He has all these ideas, so he was given ideas and Dave was just executing them, and it's all happened because of David Cancel. Well, not quite, because there was an episode that Dave Gearhart talked about how he got the job at Drift, and guess what? He was working at a I don't remember what was the company, but he was doing some sort of marketing or PR, and he started a podcast on the side interviewing tech leaders in Boston. And David Cancel just happened to be one of those guys. He was on the show with Dave. And lastly, this is Chris Walker, who is the CEO right now of his own company called Refine Labs. They are a marketing consultancy for B2B companies. I have interviewed him on my show. Phenomenal person, totally picked himself, and had such a great story. Let's look into it.
It's funny because before I started this company, I applied to a lot of jobs, VP marketing, head of marketing, whatever you want to call it, at a lot of companies, and almost every company passed by me. Not experienced. They probably hired someone that's way more senior, or this or this, and it was actually like a gift. I'm very grateful they passed by me because here I am.
When I started creating content in 2015, 2016, and it's now starting to play out 5 years later. When I started my company, people told me that I could never scale. They told me that my posts when I got 3 likes was a waste of time. Continue to this day, people still try and tear me down or be condescending. If I took any of that stuff seriously, which it hurt, then I'd probably still be a marketing manager at a company pretty unhappy.
That's what would happen, period. Right now, Chris Walker is one of the most popular people on LinkedIn. He posts every single day content that gets hundreds of thousands of views, 300 to 400 likes on one post. And you can see some of the examples, and they are phenomenal. These are phenomenal posts. They have so much depth, they have so much character, and he's getting a lot of business from these posts. And he's also building the community, and he's also giving a lot of value. Just because he decided that he didn't want to follow the conventional wisdom. I hope you guys can realize how much power that you really have, and that you don't have to rely on any gatekeepers. And that is such a crazy term that you could build whatever you want right now with the tools that you have available. You can hit that upload button, you can write that book, you can write that blog, you can start whatever you want to start, and you don't need anyone's permission. So if you guys liked it, click thumbs up or leave a comment. I'd appreciate that, and I will see you in the next one. Cheers.